Folks, what's going on? Patchy, the Austrian Demon Prince, welcoming you back to the campaign. He is busy sieging the Crystal Spires. This may not be exactly where we left off. Apparently I didn't save my game. But I think we were something close like this. We had defeated Archaon. I may not have actually come back over here to Crystal Spires yet. But that's all I did. I just came back over here to siege Crystal Spires and take them out. Not much has happened in the meantime. It's only been like 2 or 3 turns. Something to that order. And we are ready to take the Crystal Spires, so I'm going to start this episode by taking Archaon's large settlement here. And I'm going to occupy it. Let's do an undivided, or, well, you can't do an undivided settlement, yeah. So, let's see. Let's just, let's do another corn province, why not? I'm enjoying the corn stuff here. Alright, so we get into the Crystal Spires, and let's see. We definitely want some growth, and then I think I'm going to put this building in here to help with the garrison a little. I'll go ahead and spend the money to upgrade it because we're going to need to hold this structure. Patchy is going to get a level up. I did put some skill points into Glorious. This skill tree sucks. I think I'm going to go look for a mod that has a real skill tree in it, because this skill tree is actually pretty crappy. I didn't think much of this, and I'd heard people say this before with the Demon Prince, that the skill tree's no good. And I agree with them now that I've played it some, because it's like, if you pick one, it kind of makes sense, and then it's like, oh, I got all these extra skill points, do I just put them on something I don't want? Like, they definitely need to swap things up a bit here. Like, this needs a little bit of work. Because I don't even really have anything that I'm super worried about putting this on. I mean, I'll go ahead and buff up some Blood Crushers or something. We are getting a lot of Demonic Glory. In fact, you can see we've triggered the Corn one here. If I take the Corn one, I think it locks all the rest of these, which then locks basically some of these other units behind the paywall. I'm kind of thinking if we take the Undivided Glory, it might be better. We wouldn't be able to get some of these, you know, maybe best Corn weapons and stuff over here. But we get a lot more units that way by going up here. It looks like, at least, yeah, I mean, we still get Skull Crushers and all that stuff, but we get, you know, access to a whole bunch of different units. Now, am I going to use all these units? I don't know. There might be a time when it's handy, though. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this, this undivided path. So I'm going to wait, so you can see we get more access there. This is going to hurt relations with all the other ones, too, and this one won't. So I think I'm going to take the undivided path. There are different heads and other stuff we could take. I looked at these, and I'm not really interested in taking one that doesn't have Gore Feast, because that healing is coming in really handy for me. So I don't think I'm going to switch any of these heads, even though there's some pretty good ones, like the ones with Purple Sun, stuff like that. As far as torsos go, there is a new torso here with Tempered Rage. Let's kind of compare that. So we already have Tempered Rage, spell resistance, melee attack, defense. Let's take a look at this spined body. So get the Tempered Rage, the spell resistance, but it also throws in missile resistance, and I think that we get Burning Rage as well, which is an explosion. So I feel actually pretty happy where we're at. All the extra melee attack and defense is making Patchy a pretty brutal duelist. So again, I'm pretty happy where we're at there. I have some wings that are causing passive damage. Now, these I might be open to changing, but at the moment, I don't really see an ability that I really like a whole lot better. But I'm going to keep an eye on these. This Cloud of Flies, like that. I feel like that this one's good, just causing damage to the area around where he's fighting, so I'm going to keep that. Let's take a look at Tails. Serpentine Tail is also causing direct damage, so that's a couple of passive damage, and I like that a lot. Now, that said, Serpentine Tail is present on pretty much every one here, so if we see one that we think we like a little better, we could go for it. Let's see here, some extra hit points and armor, but we'd lose 5 attack and 5 defense. Not a huge change there based on how high we are. Slime Trail could be pretty cool, but then we lose Serpentine Tail. It's one of the few that doesn't have it. Kind of like this one does not either. Yeah, I think we'll keep what we have for now there on the as far as tails go. Let's take a look at the hand weapons and see. We got a Death Lance Main hand weapon. So what are we rolling right now? We're rolling a Great Lance, which is a bonus versus large of 20, 25%, armor piercing, 10% base. We still get the 20, armor piercing, 20% base, 15. So that trades a little bit of AP for base. The Doom Sword does not have the anti-large, which I really do want. That one is 30% armor piercing damage. Only 5 base. I kind of like the extra AP. It's going to drop our overall damage by a little bit, but it's going to throw more into AP. Is there any other abilities? Not really. Let's go ahead and take the Jagged Lance. I feel like that's going to be... Ooh, looks pretty nice, too. I like that. Looking good. All right, so we'll take the Jagged Lance. It's going to give us some pretty brutal AP here. 390 armor piercing. So it's still pretty strong. Yeah, and Demonic Glory, it's probably wanting me to pick something here. But we're going to wait, like I said, just a bit longer. So we've taken the settlement. We've got some skill points to dish out here. Appius, our Seamster of Change. He has picked up pretty much all the skill points that are very important here. I'll go with Searing Doom. I feel like that's also pretty important. He's immortal. Kill Scribe hit immortality here over the last couple of turns as well. And we're just pumping more damage into Kill Scribe, essentially, which is great. We like that. Let's see which one I want to do first. Weapon strength and speed. I mean, speed wouldn't hurt, and then more melee attacks, honestly, pretty good here, too, because it doesn't really have the world's best melee attack. Let's go over here. Terhirlius, the Chronicler. I've been using him to just constantly harass the Beastmen over here, assaulting armies, assaulting units, and it's been working. And now that we have a little bit of extra cash, I think I'm going to go ahead and build up Blood Mountain while the Beastmen are busy trying to put their army back together. They attacked me a couple turns ago and weren't able to take the settlement, and so I'm going to try and build that settlement stronger and basically put a stop to their incursions. So let's go ahead and end our turn here. And I'm going to get to a couple of comments you all left. First and foremost, Killscribe, or I guess I should also say, I actually went to record this last week, and I had crashes, and I was having problems with my recording software. It was kind of annoying. I got it all fixed, and you know, it's all taken care of, but it was frustrating because I did want to release an episode sooner, so I apologize. So a bit of this feels like deja vu to me because I tried this earlier this week, but you all won't experience that. Our Killscribe does let us know that Hag Grief is leading the sacrifices to Patchy at 7,145 sacrifices. I really appreciate that. I appreciate Malice adding to that. However, the Warhost of the Apocalypse climbed all the way up to number 4 in the last episode, and they just took some more losses, and they're probably likely to take some more here soon as well, because I intend to give them some more losses. So I'm looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to it. I'm going to put a little bit of extra stuff here. I'm not going to spend too much money on buildings right now. The Howling Citadel is right here as well, and it's technically a whole other province. I need Port of Secrets to complete that one. But behind me here, the Folly of Vindex is actually pretty well fortified. So I don't think they're getting through that very easy. So what I'm going to do is just kind of ease forward here and get a look at the Howling Citadel. Yep, as expected, so they're putting together another army. Their garrison's not great. There is a few chosen, but it's not a huge garrison. I feel like we should wait a turn, though, before trying to siege, because I don't know if they have reinforcements either. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just put into an ambush stance here. We'll get some healing on Patchy's army, and then I'll go ahead and continue to maybe do a little bit of improvements there. And someone also mentioned plagues. I did switch my plague over here, the Red Agu, which is going to give me terror for all the units in the army. There's another pretty good one here that gives Vanguard deployment and makes the other armies slower and have less melee defense. It's also pretty solid. So there's a couple of good plagues, and we'll try and make use of those. I'm going to end this turn again. So let's get to the next one. Killscribe says, of course, Scribe was chasing down the hounds because kill count has to be accurate. That is true. We love you, Killscribe. Thanks for all you're doing. Lynch Black says, for the love of ruinous powers, check Patchy's new demon parts more frequently. Yes, I do need to check them more frequently. And I did check them, and I think I just showed you all where I was at and why I'm sticking with what I have. But correct, we need to be checking that at least, once an episode, maybe twice. It takes a while to delve through, but it's worth it if you find some good stuff in there. Yeah, now see, and that The reason I did that stance there, so for anybody wanting to learn here, that ambush stance drew the enemy in. We didn't actually get the ambush, but now they're stuck out here. See, the enemy is always drawn to unguarded settlements, and so I use that against them. We catch them out in the open, and the Warhost of the Apocalypse is going to have more sacrifices for our beloved Killscribe to count, and this is going to be an easy win because their army is really poor. So we're going to wreck them. I'm going to get some more Undivided Glory because I'm trying to crank up the Undivided Glory right now. I'm going to move back to the edge of the province. Once again, we'll get some healing in, and then we'll make the push on the Howling Citadel because it is going to be pretty weak, I think, coming up here. I'm going to go ahead and do the Riders of Doom because I do want to make use of some Skull Crushers. As much as I like these Hounds, we're going to trade them out for some more heavy cavalry from Khorne. Hounds are fast, but we're going to need to swap them out when the time comes. These Seekers of Slaanesh are pretty handy, but I'm probably going to swap them out for that Regiment of Renown Heartseeker as well. I'm just waiting till we have a little bit more money handy, because I want the cavalry component from this army to just be downright deadly. Let's see here. We could fix up Glittering Robe, but let's go with Training. Most all these units are going to be close, but you know, as we recruit new stuff, not bad to get what we want quicker there. We've got Cleave, so Killscribe, it grows stronger still. I might try him on the Juggernaut mount a few times as well. Gets a lot more damage on that mount, although it's probably not as much splash damage, but it could be fun. I think he's got obviously more mass and stuff when he's on the shrine as well. You know what? Let's go ahead and build up Volcano's Heart. It's not gonna hurt here. Might be good to get that out of the way, make it a little stronger. Hope you all had a good weekend. I did. I got to get out and do some skeet shooting. That was fantastic. So busted up some clays, took my boys with me. They got to shoot their little 22 and their BB gun. They were excited. Checking out my property. Unfortunately, all the flies and everything are still out. So it's still miserable to be out there. I'm looking forward to this fall when I get to spend some time out there in the nicer weather. But yeah, I hope you all had a good weekend. It was a fun one for me. Let's see, Mimi, myself, says, I love this series. I've been a fan of Patchy since he was picking weeds in Austria from farm fields. We should name a unit and give Patchy a spawn wife. That would be pretty great. That would be pretty great. Let's give Mark of the Beast. It's going to give Scribe an extra 10 attack. And the Howling Citadel is looking ripe for the taking here, so the Warhost of the Apocalypse kind of falling apart. Take a little bit of damage. We're going to take their Howling Citadel. We're going to occupy it. And it is howling now for its new masters. I like it. Oh, I put a Khorne one there without even thinking. Oh well, whatever. Doesn't much matter. Let's see. I want some growth. And I want some money. I'm going to start trying to put some buildings in to kind of help me build up a little cash, because I mean, we are definitely not rolling as much money as I would like. Soul Grinders, Bloodthirsters, War Shrines, Khorne. Is this one also Bloodthirster? Dang, we could buff Bloodthirsters quite a bit. We could give them 15% weapon strength and 8 melee attack. That'd be pretty awesome. Soul Grinders could get double buffs here too. Interesting. Let's do this one here to help Patchy recover quicker so he's always strong for battle. Gonna be a powerful unit for us. Let's go ahead and do... Let's drop one on Glittering Robe just so we have all the spells. And Scribe. And finish Cleave. And there we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and heal this up a little. Terhilius has some movement, so let's assault the garrison over here for the Beastmen. It was a success. I'm also building this character up because when we do get a second army, Terhilius will be ready to support that army. You can see that I'm kind of getting some spells ready for him and making sure that he's going to be helpful to said army. Let's go ahead and end this turn, save a little bit of cash just in case we end up in a strange position, but otherwise we'll just kind of keep slowly building up all our settlements, making them stronger, putting ourselves in a better position. Let's get some more of your comments here during this one. B Me says, I've been enjoying content air, good pace for new players, still entertaining for vets. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Kai says, I really like how you've been mixing up the cinematic and real-time battles. It's been educational. Thank you. I'll probably continue to try and do that. I feel like it gives me an opportunity to try and pass on some, on-screen stuff for folks who don't have as much experience. Now, for folks who are real veterans, they're not going to be learning a whole lot from me. But then again, you never know. Sometimes you do, like, pick up stuff. Just because someone plays different than you, they can sometimes, do something a little different, and then that catches your eye, and then you're able to see, like, oh, dang, I should try that. This province is really annoying and spread out. I'm not a huge fan of this. There's another Norscan tribe over here at war with me, so I'm going to have to just try and gut these guys, though. They're probably going to double back and be all over the place. They already sent this army behind my lines, but it's probably not strong enough to get me, and then Throg sent an army up here as well. But, I mean, if you look at the garrisons here, there's some pretty tough garrisons. Like, I don't think anybody's going to be rolling through here, like, super easy. Like, they're gonna have their work cut out for them. Cliff of Beast is probably the weakest one over here, but it's way over here, so let's maybe build it up. Otherwise, we've got a pretty sturdy garrison. It's going to take more than a couple of ragtag units from Throg and the Norscans here to get past us. Volcano's Heart is probably one of the weaker settlements over here. Once again, we just need to kind of end our turn here. I'll get some more of your comments here. Alan F., it's great to see you here. Haven't seen you in a while. It says, welcome back here. Patchy, keep the campaigns going. I really enjoy them. Well, I will keep it going, and I appreciate your support. Have a lot of fun making these. I hope you all have a lot of fun watching them. Francesco, thanks for being a channel member, and he says, love the thematic campaigns. Great cinematic battles. Thank you. Appreciate it. Creighton says, gotta say, Patchy is my favorite corn star. When's he opening his only demons? Ooh. Some nice puns there. I enjoy it. Well done. Thank you, Creighton. He is a good corn star. I don't know, man. YouTube's gonna totally censor me because their algorithm's gonna hear me wrong. They can't get rid of the Slanesh bots in the chat, but by gosh, they can censor you. Let's mix this province up a little bit. Let's do some Nurgle and some Nurgle and some corn. Or actually, yeah, that one's corn, Nurgle, Tzeentch. Good, we got a nice mixture there. We picked up the Port of Secrets. That's got obviously a port there, which is going to be useful to us in terms of getting us a little extra income. Crystal Spires is potentially a little weak here. Let's go ahead and build their garrison. It's going to take 5 turns, but by the time that finishes, well, it's already a pretty strong garrison, to be honest. Howling Citadel is the one that's actually a little weaker. Let's build up their garrison here as well. Maybe take a little extra favor. We're on the way. We're going to need to push quickly, so I'll start the march towards the Tower of Torment. Love these names, by the way. Sounds like the kind of names that my office should have. The Tower of Torment. It's not really a tower, though. It's just a big single-story torment there. All right, let's end this turn. A couple more of your comments. Let's run through these. I want to give you all some thanks by reading your comments out. Caleb says, I've been away from Total War Warhammer for a while and now starting to get back into it. I still fondly remember the Archaon campaign. This Patchy series really reminds me of that time. Well, it is similar in a lot of ways, in that we're trying to kind of go through like a specific set of goals like we did with Archaon. We don't have quite as much storytelling, but we do have some of the fun characters. We're still getting some cinematic battles in there, so yeah, it's probably fairly similar. We're going to choose this influence. That'll be good, because we really do not want to be fighting with Valkia. I would actually like to finish this campaign by taking care of Norsca at some point. But the AI is trying really hard not to let me make any progress in that regard. Okay, so I'm going to move forward close to the edge of my territory. Tower of Torment in our sights. Patchy's now replenishing much more quickly, which is nice. Throg is doing a little raiding. That's about all he can do. Cliff of Beast, like I said, was one of the weakest settlements. 2 turns, it's going to be a little bit stronger. Yeah, nothing else over there is easy pickings. The Folly of Malefics over here could use some help. Or recruitment for Nurgle units. Let's go ahead and drop this in here. Still pretty good garrisons most places in this vicinity. Do have a little bit of work to do in that regard. Look at this, the Beastmen just stacked up another army. Now, of course, they can raise armies very quickly, especially if they're just raising trash units. But if they've upgraded enough based on the new way the Beastmen work, then they can certainly raise up armies very quickly. Very quickly indeed. So I'm not surprised to see the Beastmen getting ready to push us yet again at Blood Mountain. However, Blood Mountain has only gotten stronger since the last time they were there. Cue the my powers have doubled since the last time we've met count. Cue from Anakin. Gotta love that stuff. I'm gonna try and really ramp up the garrison there at Blood Mountain and make it very dangerous for the Beastmen to attack. We need to end our turn yet again. So as I'm going through this turn-in phase, like I said, I'll be answering your questions and comments. Let's see. The Sky is Falling says, Aaron, I love when you talk about your family. It brightens my day, so I'll share some about mine. This last weekend, my little brother won his first soccer tournament. My voice is still a little sore from all the yelling, but I was so happy. Love the video. Great work. Well, congrats to your little brother. And I'm glad that it makes you happy when I talk about my family, because my family makes me happy. And you all, I feel like, are kind of like this. It's a distant, extended family, but I still feel like it's a family. And trust me, folks, with my schedule being the way it has been right now, it's been brutal. Like, I am not sleeping well. The office is just taking it out of me. We're extremely busy. There's a lot of stuff we're trying to get done. They won't let us backfill the positions that we've lost through attrition. Things are rough at work. And then on top of that, you know, my boys are getting older. I'm spending more time with, which is good, right? That's what I want. Like, I want to be spending more time with them. There's got another Norscan army over here, but they're copping some attrition. So yeah, I mean, it's just, things are quite busy. We're gonna win this one as well. I think the auto-resolve's being pretty kind to me, but I'll take it. So yeah, my family makes me very happy too, and I consider you all, like I said, kind of a distant, extended family, and there has been times where things would certainly be easier for me, since YouTube is not my primary income. It would be easier for me to take back, you know, however much time I spend, you know, working on YouTube, which is usually about 10 to 12 hours a week. It's not a ton compared to other YouTubers who are doing this more full-time, but it's a lot for me. And it's been tempting at times to say, you know what? I mean, no one would blame me for throwing in the towel. It's been over a dozen years, you know. I need the extra time, but every time that comes to mind, and again, it feels like kind of an easy path in a way, because it'd be like, all right, it'd give me more time, make things easier. I think about comments like this, and you know, how would you all feel if I suddenly weren't making content? And I mean, there's people who have been enjoying it for over a decade. The Folly of Malefex somehow got hit by something. Settlement sacked. Oh, those turds sacked me. Okay. So yeah, there's all this stuff, and I just can't do it. I can't do it. It may happen one day. I may get forced into it, but I'm not there yet, and I'm not ready. But anyway, thanks for the comment, Sky is Falling. I'm glad you do enjoy it. Nathan says, you're an absolute king, been subscribed for a while, just came back with this campaign, and you're still going, legend. Well, thank you. Sorry it's not coming out quite as quickly as I would like. Those guys re-attacked me because I was rebuilding there. What a bunch of turds. All right, well, I'm going to have to deal with that. That's the only province, I think, or the only settlement they're going to be able to get easily. But it does give them a place to replenish, which is somewhat annoying. So we'll need to take care of them. I don't have much money. I could probably raise another army and just kind of put some junky units in it just to kind of bulldoze anybody who's coming in. Especially if I'm able to keep getting in battles with Patchy, or making a lot of money off all these fights, which is great. However, you know, we need to be fighting even more, like a lot more, to be honest. These favor things everywhere. There we go. Yeah, I'm putting the favor buildings in because I need to generate a whole lot more income. Get that second army out there. Man, I just don't know what I want to do with these skill points because all this stuff is really annoying. It's back to the north, like... This might help me not have as many battles with other Chaos factions. Let's go over here and see if we've gotten the yeah, we do have the undivided path open to us here. So let's do that. We'll take the undivided path. We can now start earning glory here, unlocking all these different units and stuff, so it should be fun. So the dedication for Patchy is going to be towards undivided. I feel like that, you know, I know he's kind of corn-centric right now, and that's fine. I don't think anything's going to force us to change that. But we're going to try our best to get some fun out of it. Is this, yeah, this is a Nurgle province, and we do have Terhilius here. Thinking about saving my money for a turn and maybe raising a Nurgle army here. Crudo Lord. We could put a Herald of Corn in it. Because we have the magic with Terhilius, but we could still make it a, you know, a somewhat...
A malignancy.
I don't know if the Herald of Corn ends up, like... I'll bet a skill tree doesn't fit a Nurgly army very well, though. I kind of want to do a Nurgly army. At least I think I do. Yeah, I mean, a Slaaneshi one actually would be pretty fun as well. We've got a Slaaneshi area not far behind, and I wonder if Terhilius's magic might mix well with the Slaanesh. It might. Plus, the early Marauders for Slaanesh are quite good, and it would give us access to a cheap army that's still going to be pretty effective. Let's end this one. I'm going to think that one through. Ramses says, having a bad day. I fell behind in calculus unit at uni today. Dang, calculus stuff. I've been there. I went through like 4 or 5 calculus classes in college, so I feel you, man. He says, your video helped bump my mood up. Thanks, Air. I love your content. Well, hang in there. Those classes are tough, man. It's going to break you down some mentally. It did me. I mean, school was tough, but stick in there. It's worth it. I can tell you from this end of it now, like about almost 13 years into my career, it's worth it. So stick to it. Work hard. It'll pay dividends. You'll be happy, and you'll be glad you did it. So, you know, just stick with it there, okay? We're getting raided a lot by Norscan now, so we definitely need a second army.
You're a pretender.
Got this other Norscan army headed our way. Lighted Grove, Black Rock. Garrisons are okay. Go to Black Rock. Let's go ahead and recruit a lord here. And let's do the Herald of Slaanesh. Some pretty nice extra damage that she comes with there. He, she, whatever. Yeah, I can't claim to understand Slaanesh. Shadows is a really good lore too, so let's take that. And then I'll bring Terhilius over to join. But we're gonna have to field the second army. It's expensive, it's gonna be a little bit painful, but it is what it is.
Who will slake this herald's thirst?
Okay, so we got the global up here too, which is also gonna be pretty expensive. Have any other good Slaaneshi units that we can throw in here? Not a lot. Probably don't have enough Slaanesh glory. I mean, we do. We just don't have the right buildings. So we got enough to have some decent units. We just don't have the right buildings for it yet, which makes sense. We didn't do a lot of building in that one. Let's take a look at the regiments for now. We might have... Oh! We got some Slaanesh units to throw in here. Gonna hurt our upkeep cost, but it won't hurt the fun.
Only absolute supplication will suffice.
Okay, so we'll throw in some Marauders. We got some pretty hot units coming out of there. We're gonna need Patchy to go make us some more money. So I'm gonna keep pushing my enemies. The problem is we get these little armies behind us, but they are suffering attrition, and that's good news. Howling Citadel has built up a pretty decent garrison. Crystal Spires as well. So let's just keep pushing, keep trying to earn some cash. We're going to assign our skill point to Scribe here. Some speed, because the corn units are definitely not all that fast. Keep going through our comments here. Jack says, a big fan of the content as always. In fact, watching you again after a little break has got me back into Total War Warhammer 3. Well, I'm glad to hear it. Is currently playing a Tyrion campaign. To get back into it, a right laugh once you're allied to the rest of Ulthuan, so you and the boys can gang up on Nagaron Bellicor. Yeah, there's a lot of demons in this game, though, so you're definitely going to like having people teamed up, because High Elves campaigns have ramped up in difficulty. I think they're still fairly easy, because you can consolidate a pretty defensible position. Now, that said, I mean, it is definitely harder, because you're going to get hit by a lot of demon stacks. And if you put it on the higher difficulties, it's not just a lot, it's a freak a lot. Demon stacks that you're gonna get hit with. It is, yeah. I've been playing some, what do you call it, Legendary Tyrion campaign. I showed you all a little bit of it in a couple of videos. And yeah, I mean, I have had to fight just untold numbers of demons. Untold numbers. Looks like... I don't see that other army. I mean, they could be hiding. They may have come ashore and hidden.
most
Not 100% certain here.
Slanesh, artisan of pain.
It takes 2 turns to get Slaneshi Marauders up here.
I desire new pleasure slaves. They will never
We're gonna have to wait 2
know
turns. I
the
might as well just get some extras, and then this army will probably be big enough that we can ward off a few things. We're gonna really hurt our income, so we're gonna have to keep fighting hard in order to make up for the income loss. We're just gonna have to start shredding through enemy territory here. Let's get Appius his skill point, throw him into training against 2, and let's end our turn. Hopefully we can make it to the Burning Monolith and take it, because that'll, like I said, give us a little extra cash. Push us a little closer to victory here over Archaon's faction. We've got to shut all these guys down so that we can get focused on our other flank, because we have problems a-brewing over there. Problems brewing. Can't afford to be losing income, and I think we lost a port settlement, and the ports are a pretty precious source of income for this faction. They don't make a ton, but what little they make adds up, because income is not plentiful for the Chaos faction unless you're out taking it from your enemies, which I think is the idea behind these. While we are just not getting any battles worth fighting right now.
Vanguard, the ruinous crusade.
Alright, we took this entire province. Let's throw down a couple of buildings here. We are definitely going to need some extra cash. But we also need to garrison, so do my best. That'll get us a little extra cash to offset some of the marauders that are coming in. Patchy levels up again, and we've got to figure out, what we want to do with this skill point. I guess I'll go ahead and throw it there.
Chaos rewards me once more.
Right, the Writhing Fortress is in our sights, and that is probably one of the last settlements for Archaon. I don't know how far east he went. We just have to keep pushing. Something tells me that he wouldn't take a peace treaty. No, he won't. And even if he did, we can't really trust him to not just turn back around and come back at us. Let's see what's going on the other front. See a Norscan army here suffering some plague. We need to go take our settlements back, but it's going to be a couple of turns, or one more turn before we've got an army. It's not huge, but it's sizable enough. Oh, look, we picked up an Allurus here. Let's throw her in the army as well.
The more we do it.
A lot of magic in the army, but whatever. Having these single entities will help buff up the power bar for us when it comes to... We get attacked by there. Guess we got sacked earlier. We don't have enough money to repair it all. May have been that army that can't... Yeah, I think it was probably that army, which is why they're so weak. Working around trying to keep themselves alive. Let's see. Spencer says, loving the content, keep up the work. Thank you, Spencer. Inductive Grunt says, Patchy's back. Patchy, the true herald of the end times. He is. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. T-Rex Rex, thanks for being a channel member. He says, it's Thanksgiving in Canada tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving. Do you name a unit of Furies? The Turkey Tantrums. I don't have a unit of Furies, or else I would be happy to. Hope you had a good Canadian Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to the American one coming up, because my gosh, I like food, and Thanksgiving has the good stuff. I'm going to be trying to either smoke a turkey this year, or I might just smoke a big ham. One or the other. And I definitely get the smoker out and get some good stuff going. Alright, this army is going to be sizable enough to come down here.
No!
Could run into some big boys, though. So we might have to push our income a little lower. Potentially. I'm going to move this way. We do have some really tough units. These Bringers of Beguilement can kill a lot of enemies. And the Eternal Entourage is also going to be a very squishy, but extremely dangerous unit in combat. Keep an eye out. Like I said, a couple of Norscan armies. We've got pretty good garrisons in some of these places, so we can probably hold them off. But we're definitely going to need to get over here and put some pressure. Let's repair that building. Maybe we can get a little extra income here. Yeah, we're definitely going to be feeling it on cash. We need to go take our settlements back. capture some more, keep building those buildings that are going to throw some extra favor to us. Every little bit is like being able to add another unit to the roster, which is a help. You know, like every time we get like 100 extra income, that's enough to fund like another unit of Marauders or something like that. What is it, Basil? He's probably declaring war on me. No, he wants a peace treaty. Good. We shouldn't be fighting, moron. Let's see. Let me get some more of these comments. John says, love the series. Thanks, John. And Raksha says, I don't know if there's some super meta or fine-tuned settlement dedication order, but I've had good results with garrison auto-resolves and defense fights out of the Khorne and Nurgle settlements, though I usually gotta fight the Nurgle ones myself for the towers. All I know for sure is the Knights of the Brazen Throne hit like a semi on the charge. That ability of theirs slaps. I love them. Yeah, it does. They are a really fun unit to use. They're pretty darn slow, but they make up for it with just the sheer amount of damage that they pump out. It is some pretty extreme damage. That is quite the garrison here, and it says I'm going to lose. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I could win this. But I'm going to go ahead and start building some towers and just continue this siege. We'll put some hurt on them through attrition, and if they think they can beat me, I mean, they're welcome to try. But I don't think they will succeed. Let's flow over here. As long as we got this army flowing around, we can kind of make up for any losses we take, like this settlement over here. We'll retake the Folly of Malefex. And let's see what is going on here. So that we can build. And we don't need to worry about building right now. We need to kind of heap up a little cash, especially since our upkeep's way down. We have some bad stuff. I'm hoping we'll get a battle worth fighting. Maybe that garrison will attack me, come out at open ground, and we'll finally have a battle worth fighting and something that we can record and, you know, get you all something good. Let's see, Barbarians, thanks for being a channel member. Appreciate you as well. He says, poor Patchy. He just wants to destroy his enemy and establish a clothing empire. If this is asking too much of the followers of Chaos, then he's not listening because he already killed them. I know, don't they get it? I'm just a demon in search of some nice clothes. You know? Or almost no clothes in the case of the way I've got myself dressed right now. But either way, no clothes is still probably nicer than the clothes that Patchy had when he was in Austria. Look at that, we're starting to get some nice attrition here. I like it. We're gonna build some towers. We're gonna build some attrition. Like I said, if these guys, they're so tough and they're gonna win, maybe they should come out and fight me. I feel like the AI should have sallied out here. They're always very reluctant to do so. And a lot of times it is to their utter detriment. And as much as I would like to have a battle to fight, I don't know about going after all those Chosen while they're supported by towers. That would probably be a folly of its own and not something that I should attempt. So let's see here. Once again, I'm gonna just sit on a little bit of cash. You have these newer settlements over here. Monolith of Festerlung. We should probably build this. That way I can put a garrison building there as well. Then again, see, like, this is an extra 100 income. This is an extra 100 income. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Need all the income we can get. Trantor, thank you for being a channel member. You are fantastic. He says, also, as an agent of Nurgle, shouldn't he be Turdhilius? You make a good point. A stinky, rotten, rancid point. I like it. We're going to go change the name to Turdhilius, so it will still be in honor of our great chronicler from the Archaon campaign, Turdhilius, but definitely way more in line with his new Nurgle form. So I like the way you think there. Great comment, Trantor. Thank you. Nikki says, Games Workshop actually has a magazine. It's based on their miniatures. Good product. Is that the White Dwarf magazine? So I should probably check it out sometime. But yeah, thank you, Nikki. Hope things are still going well for you. Stay tough. Keep fighting. We know you can do it. And you can do it, so hang in there, okay? We love you around here. Gypsy Jar says, can you name an important settlement, the Patchy Factory? Oh my gosh, yes we can. Yes, we can. We'll name this one the Patchy Factory if we take it. Let's go kill... Yeah. Good job attacking that garrison. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Let's go name Turdhilius here. Yeah, see, look at that. They came over to protect their settlement. They've got a full stack coming in behind it as well.
Pleasure without conscience.
See, those guys are going to want to just stay there in their little settlement and stay safe.
Most privileged of Slanesh.
Is there a good place to ambush around here? Not really. Everything's got kind of a crappy ambush chance. Everything's the same ambush chance. Like, what's the point in putting all these trees and stuff here on the map if the ambush chance doesn't change at all? Kind of irritating, to be honest. I don't have the force to knock these guys out here. You know, they'd be super cheap on upkeep. I could stack some Nurglings in this army. And some Furies would probably be handy, too. Let's stack up a couple Nurglings. It's not going to Conchmas, and they have poison and magic attacks. So they could combine with to make our Marauders a little stronger and, you know, do some hit point sponging for us. So might as well do what we can to build that army up a little. Let's check out Writhing Fortress. Still waiting on some of our siege equipment. They are still suffering attrition. This is a very bad move, although it stinks for me to have to sit still for so long and not fight. Because that does hurt in the sense that if our kind of, I don't know what they call it over here, but the fightiness meter, that's not, I don't know, it's what it is for the greenskins, not for us. If it drops too low, you start to lose like upkeep bonuses and other stuff that help us, especially since we're running low on cash at the moment. They are calling in more forces at the Folly of Malefics. They've got a whole nother army here. So they thwarted our attempt. Oh, I gotta deal with a freaking Frostworm. I mean, it's gonna be tough. If I do this though, it's a Pyrrhic victory and all we lose is a single Marauder, which we can bring back pretty easy. We're just gonna have to do a lot of replenishing, which kind of sucks. If I fight it though, I mean, Throg is a tough customer, but I do have 3 single entities that we could goon up on him. They do have the Sorcerer though. He's got Burning Head. Let's go ahead and fight it. I'll try and fight this one. We'll see how we do. Well, our new army gets its debut here, and I do have some fun plans. I think ultimately with this army, I will probably put in mostly a bunch of like slow but very strong Nurgle infantry. And then I think I'm going to fill up the flanks with stuff like these Heart Seekers. Here's our Entourage unit here. Now, over on the left-hand flank, I saw the Cold Voider, which I didn't recognize prior to the battle, so that is going to be quite a unit to take on, along with the Maws of Savagery. They were coming up my left flank, and I'm going to sacrifice the Sibilant Slaughtercade because I don't really need them for anything else. I'm going to use them, and then I also put a debuff on the Maws of Savagery, and I'm going to hold them for the charge of my Entourage. Remember, these units are a little squishier. We don't want to be taking big charges. And then I also noticed that I was able to summon a unit of Furies using my army ability, which is awesome. I can now go attack the Cold Voider, and I can start cycle charging the Entourage here. I'm going to charge in, do as much damage as possible, and pull out. I'm going to engage Throg's infantry. He vomits copiously all over me, but I do have my heroes. They're not as strong as him individually, but I have one that does poison, and then I have others that do pretty decent attack, like my Slaneshi one here. So this is our new Lord. She is just going straight for Throg. He's probably going to send her flying, not going to lie. But the Bringers of Beguilement are going to come provide some much-needed backup here as well. So we do have some heavy hitters. Turd Hilius is a little bit slow, but he will make it to the fight eventually. My 2 Slanesh heroes are the ones up here fighting so far, and they're putting some hits on Throg. He heals. He's got a lot of hit points. It's going to be a tough fight. On the other side of the fight, we are doing very well over here. Our Slaneshi Marauders are just better than these Norscan Marauders in terms of killing infantry, and so we're doing very nice. I love like the little Spartan crest those guys have up on some of their helmets. Look very nice. We do have these Marauder Horsemen who are coming in behind me. They're going to be annoying, so I'll turn around the Entourage and take them out. I threw an infantry unit in here, and now I'm kind of just playing the attrition game with the Cold Voider. It's like, I can't easily kill this thing. And I've got the Maws of Savagery pinned down in here too. I keep summoning Furies. So I'm just going to keep bogging them down and then choose not to fight that with anything too expensive. I'm going to get rid of these Marauder Horsemen. That's going to take some Javelins and mobility off the field. Meanwhile, Throg is putting quite a beating down on my Lord, and I'm going to have to retreat her and then I'm going to bring her hit whatever Slaanesh does. So in any case, I'm going to bring the Bringers of Beguilement in here, and I'm going to beguile the ever-loving crap out of Throg, and when Turd Hilius arrives and also starts the poisoning process, now Throg is in some pretty big trouble. He is a large target, but the Bringers of Beguilement are going to just be shredding through his hit points. And that is exactly what they're doing. Just watch his hit points drop here. I mean, they are connecting. And then I've also still got my other hero in here as well, which is an Allurus. It does pretty good armor-piercing damage. So Throg is massively debuffed, and my Bringers of Beguilement are getting some big-time kills here. So they're in good shape, and with Throg going down, I can keep my Lord safe. We're going to chase him out. Again, I keep summoning, and I'm just throwing those summons in here with the occasional cycle charge from the entourage just to cause some extra damage to the Cold Voider, and then we just pull away. So again, I'm just using my cheap units to bog them down and give them no value. Throg routes. Unfortunately for me, his rather large feet are going to be a little too fast for me to keep up with, so he's going to get away. He will come back because he heals, so I'm going to have to try and deal with him after that happens. So that's going to be a little bit frustrating, but we'll take care of him regardless. Got all of our units rolling through here. Again, getting ready for another potential cycle charge up here, but instead I decided to bring the entourage instead of going after the worm. The worm is pretty well pinned. I'm going to go after Throg with them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Turd Hilius and my Slaaneshi hero, and we're going to throw them at Throg. Oof. Yeah, she's going to feel that in the morning, but she doesn't really care because they like it. There's some more vomit from Throg, but now he's surrounded by the entourage. He's getting poisoned by Turd Hilius, and my other hero is coming back in, so Throg is going to get chewed up in a big hurry here. These units can cause tremendous damage very quickly, and he's completely surrounded and just copping it here. He's done. So Throg's out. With him out, the rest of the army falls apart, including the Cold Voider, and so we end up gaining a rather large victory here, which is going to be pretty clutch for this army's first outing. Well, that turned into a bit more of a battle than I expected because I didn't notice ahead of time that this was the Cold Voider Frostworm. It's a particularly powerful Frostworm, but fortunately for me, the Eternal Entourage came in hidden big there. Got some pretty solid value, but the combination actually of Turd Hilius and the Slaanesh Allurus, pretty powerful. And then of course they were supported by the Bringers of Beguilement, who were just absolutely shredding. So this wasn't bad. And again, the Slaaneshi Marauders perform well against other cheap infantry, so we got a pretty good bargain there, all things considered. So solid win there. That's going to be about all the time I have for this episode. We're not going to have, obviously, a ton of amazing, mind-boggling battles or anything else like that there, but we did get ourselves a solid win. I wonder if the auto-resolve would give us a good outcome here. Just the cost of a couple of Slaanesh Marauders. That's not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and take it, punt these guys out of here, and take our settlement back. I didn't mean to do a cane or a corn one there. I think I had Nurgle here previously, but regardless, we can get a pretty good garrison out of the corn one as well. So there we go. A little bit of success here for Lavitia. She's gonna need a name, by the way, and then so will Sin Dancer here. They're gonna need a story and a bit of a name, so you all work on that for me. And I will see you all next time with some more action in Patchy the Chaos Demon campaign. Speaking of which, I think that his foes are still hiding behind their walls here. Though the victory chance has, already come for us. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't really feel like fighting against all those towers or anything. We're going to occupy. That gave us some cash, so now we're not hurting near as bad for cash. We picked up a whole bunch, and then if I go take a look, we've unlocked basically everything over here with the exception of the Hellforged Blade here, which does have some pretty hefty bonuses, but I'm not even sure it's a whole lot better than what we have. I think the body parts we get through here aren't maybe quite as good, but we do get to unlock different unit types by doing that, I think, which is why I went up here. But regardless, we've got some new body parts. We'll check those out at the beginning of next one, see if any of these are worth switching to, but for now, I think we're doing pretty good, and we were able to get some pretty key stuff done. So our territory has grown quite a lot. We've got a little bit of money flowing our way. We've got a second army up and running, which is going to be kind of a Slanesh-Nurgle combination here, so it ought to be pretty fun. We'll have a good time with that. I will see you then. HeirofCarthage, signing out.